Welcome back to KYD. Today we are doing upgrades on the truck. Let me tell you what we have going on. We are installing Firestone airbags, a VIAIR onboard air tank system, and a transfer flow midship fuel tank. Now if you tune into KYD each week or you're watching these videos in order, you'll know that we are in between season 4 where we toured the Southwest and season 5 where we're going to spend 3 months in Alaska. And right now we are doing upgrades to our truck and trailer in preparation for season 5. So now we're down here at Cliffs Welding. We're just about ready to pull the truck in the back. These installs are going to take 8 to 9 hours, so I'd say let's just get to it. Well, here's a tip for you. When you're taking your truck down to get a new fuel tank, don't show up with 3/4 tank full. Okay, in terms of the process of getting the fuel tank out, first step is to drop the existing fuel tank out from the bottom. And then there's a couple things you need from it. The water separator, which Jake is pulling off right now, and the fuel pump. It comes out the middle, and those things get transferred over to the new tank. And as you can tell, the new tank is metal. It's a much better tank and 60 gallons capacity. But it is a little bit heavier too, so check your payload on that. We're going from 30 gallons to 60 gallons. And one of the reasons we're doing this is because in Alaska, we heard the gas stations close about 6 p.m. So the last thing we want to do is roll into a town at 6:15 and then have to spend the night because we need diesel. So with we're getting about, a lot of people ask what kind of fuel economy we're getting with the truck. We're getting, when we're towing, we're getting anywhere between 12 and 14. I don't know exactly, but that's kind of a rough estimate. And when we're not towing, we're getting close to 18. So at 12, just be conservative, 12.5 gallons at 60 gallons at 720 mile range, which I think is way sufficient for our needs. All right, there's the new tank. 2 stout mounting brackets going across, much bigger, hangs just about this much lower, goes much more, goes a lot further into this space right here and all the way back. So 60 gallons, pretty cool install though. The only thing left now is to add the fuel neck hose. That was the hardest part of this, is getting that neck hose connected in at the top, because you're going to reach around the tank and you got to clamp it up like this. It's kind of hard to get to. Other than that, it's pretty simple. I mean, to hold the camera. It's pretty simple. All right, it's time to install the Firestone and the VIAIR air system, and let's have a quick conversation as to why I'm going with air. First of all, I just like it when the truck is level. Secondly, I don't like driving down the road at night and having people flash me because they think my brights are on, because the trailer's pushing down the back and the lights are tipped up. But most importantly, the truck is designed with the cambers and such that's inside the truck. It's designed to be level, so it steers better and it's safer. But there is an important consideration when you're doing air. When you have a weight distribution system, especially with the chains, you raise up the trailer and you tighten everything up and then you drop it down. And what that does is it transfers the weight to the front of the tires. If at that point you were to increase the air of the truck, you're essentially taking the pressure off the chains, negating the whole purpose of a weight distribution hitch. So depending on your system, it's important to check out if air, in fact, is going to be a detriment to your system. Now, in my case, we've got the Hensley hitch, and the way it controls the sway is through engineering. And I'm less interested in the weight distribution, I'm more interested in the truck being level. So this is going to work out, but it is an important thing for you to check out. All right, here is where the real time savings occurs with a professional install. right now he's welding his own mounts to that frame. So the 2.5 gallon tank goes exactly where you want it in exactly the right position. He just took a couple angle iron, cut it off to the width, made his own screw holes, and put it right there. If I was doing this myself, I'd be looking for the space that would work, and I'd be trying to find self-tapping screws, and I'd be making my own mounts. This would easily take an hour just to figure this part out. Now, what's really cool about this VIAIR tank, hold on. What's really cool about this VIAIR tank is there's 6 outputs, there's 6 openings in the tank. So you can configure it any way you want. So if you want to add horns, or you want to add some other configuration, like I'm using the airbags, and I'm also have the auxiliary that goes out the back, you can pick your holes. So if you have to mount it upside down or sideways or however you want to do it, you're going to access one of these holes. About this position in the F250, there's a big open space just forward of this frame right here, and what I really like about where he put it, how he did it, is that I can access all 4 screws. So if anything ever happened with this tank, I needed to swap it out or remove it, you can access all the screws and just easily drop this thing out. Pretty well done. All right, so the VIAIR pump is now welded into up near the tank up there. Could not be happier with this install. But let's have a quick conversation around why the VIAIR pump is so important. Do you remember in season 1, Trish and I were going around to all the gas stations trying to figure out why their pumps didn't work? Little did we know then that gas station air, if it's working, will only go up. I'll wait. So if you E-rated or G-rated tires, anything that's up above 65 PSI, you aren't going to be able to get air at those pumps. So we ended up getting the VIAIR pump that you hook up right up to your battery, and has just, I don't know, it's got like 50, 60 feet of cord to go all the way back. So we were at that point able to add air to the trailer. What I really like is just being independent, not having to go anywhere, having the tools and supplies you need. Now in this case, with this install, having the 2.5 pound VIAIR tank and the onboard compressor means I can inflate the bags anytime I want, plus have air in the bumper. So you can't beat that, right? I mean, that's just like the next level. Run the cables all the way up from the back underneath the frame. Then we took a wire all the way up to the battery so we can get power. Then as a relay, we hooked into the uplifter switches. So on the 2017 and newer, there's 7 switches up top. Those are called uplifter switches. And if you want to access them, they're just in front of the firewall right there, just in front of the battery. There's all these color-coded wires.
Which one would you like it on?
Number 2.
Number 2, relay 2. So we're gonna go violet and orange.
Bring up a cluster, and then you look at, and it'll give you a color-coded system as to which one. So we decided to put number 2. The first 4 are 25 amp, and then the last 2, 6 and 7, are 40 amp. So I took number 2. I want to save 1 for air horns, just in case. I mean, the boys, right? So we took number 2 and put the relay there, and then put the gauge inside. Looks like it's working. I hear it. I think it's working. All right, 10 pounds. What time is it? 5:08. Showed up at 7:30. That was a long day of upgrades, I'll tell you that right now. See the truck?
Yes.
All right, Trish is here. I gotta show her the truck. There we go. What I love about this gauge is how accurate it is. I just pushed it on, and it's reading exactly 67. and the compressor kicks on. I let go, we're at 70. Coolest thing ever. So there are the upgrades we've done to this truck, and we have already started our journey north to Alaska. And I will say, our new fuel range is already proving to be quite handy. So if you're interested in adding air to your truck or getting an extra big fuel tank either in the midship or in the bed of the truck, check out transferflow.com, not to mention Firestone and VIAIR. These are KYD partners. We have teamed up with them to make this video, but it's important to say that they do not pay us to include these brands in our video, but rather they provide the product so that we can share and record the installation process and the results. So when we get up to Alaska and we can really put this stuff to the test, we can find out how much of this is really necessary for Alaska versus just adding convenience for being full-time. And we will continue to head north. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as we go into Alaska for the next 3 months, releasing a new video every Sunday. And other than that, we have one more installation video to do. We're gonna add solar to our Grand Design Reflection, and then it's off and we can get started with season 5. That's it for this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, click that subscribe button and we will catch you next weekend.